Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I am going to go over Cinderace VMAX and why I think it is the best rogue deck out there in this format. It's not tier 1, it's not tier 2, but it is rogue, and that means it will take out all of those decks today. I played against Dragapult, I played against Zacian, I've played against everything under the sun, and this deck just runs through them. Okay, it doesn't run through them, but it stands a very good chance, and I've won, I would say, at least 70% of those games. We have a Cinderace VMAX 320 HP, so this is a massive Pokemon. Its first attack counter, 1 fire, 1 colorless, does 30 damage. If this Pokemon was damaged by an attack during your opponent's last turn, this attack does that much more damage. So what that means is if ADP swings into you, not ADP, let's say Zacian, swings into you after an Ultra Creation GX doing 60 damage, 260 damage, this thing would turn around and re-attack for 290. Pair that with a boss's order and take out something massive on the field like that ADP that just used Ultra Creation GX. But its second attack for 2 fire, 1 colorless, max Pyro Ball, does 170 damage and then leaves your opponent burned. Now what that means is because it's fire, it knocks out Zacian. It knocks out anything that is metal right now if they don't have a frying pan. It also 2-shots everything in the format, including ADPs, including other tag teams and stuff like that. And if the burn doesn't go away and they don't switch out, you're just getting that much more tick every time. And then when you get that much damage on them, they are hesitant to swing into you with a big attack because of counter, and they know you're just going to knock them out while healing up with something like Mallow and Lana. Next, we have Cinderace V to complement that VMAX because you've got to evolve to use it. So here we are. One ability, it says Field Runner. If a stadium is in play, you have no retreat cost. This ability is amazing. It allows you to get out of all kind of predicaments. It's just awesome. Its first attack and its only attack for 140 damage, 2 fire, 1 colorless, Crimson Legs. You'd think it's a little underpowered. It sounds like it is, only does 140, but when you get into it and you go second and your opponent benches something that's either weak to you like a Zacian, or it's just a baby Pokemon because they couldn't find anything else, and you welder and attach for turn and knock it out because you're hitting those numbers, makes you realize that if it was any more, it would be overpowered, because then you would also be knocking out things like Dedenes and things like Eldegoss V, which you're already getting that because of weakness. But yeah, if it was 160, a lot of people start with Dedenes straight off and it would just knock it out and the game would be over before it even began. So really good. This retreat is amazing. This attack is amazing, but not overpowered. Next, we have 1 Turtonator, 3 energies, which is a welder and attachment, and you're hitting for unlimited amount of damage. 6 energies is 300, 7 energies is 750 or 350, and that's knocking out anything in the game. 1 Oranguru with the Primate Wisdom. This allows you to switch a card from your hand with the top card of your deck, just drawing just a little bit more to try to get that situated out. That pairs well with Mewtwo with a Mind Report. This allows you to put a supporter card from your discard pile on top of your deck, and then yeah, when you play it from your hand onto your bench, and then you use Oranguru to draw that card. Now I find myself discarding this about half the time, I would say, so it's not always relevant, but sometimes it definitely is. We also play 1 Heatran GX for that Hot Burn GX. This will when you swap it from the bench to the active, you get to move all energies to it, allowing you to do more damage for each energy on Heatran. So 7 energies is 350, knocking out anything in the game. We have Ninetales V. This card right here is such a stally card because no one wants to face it. Nine-tailed Shapeshifter, 1 fire, 2 colorless. Choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon attacks and use it as this attack. So what that means is half the time your opponent will wind up putting something wimpy up front so that you can't just slam them for 3 energies with an attack that it may cost them 4 or 5. It's a really good attack. It's amazing. Its second attack does 180 for 1 fire, 3 colorless, and you have to discard an energy from this Pokemon, but it does 180 damage, knocking out a lot of stuff in the game, like Eldegoss, like Dedenes, like, you know, the upcoming Crobat and stuff like that. Super good card. Next, we do have 1 Eldegoss V. This has the Happy Match ability. It allows you to put a supporter card from your discard into your hand. Really good card. I think it's the best out of Rebel Clash. 1 Dedenne, because having that draw at the beginning of the game, at the start of the game, is just amazing, whether you go first or second. 4 Jirachi, because being able to look at the top 5 of your cards of your deck and getting any item, supporter, or trainer card, period, out of your deck is just amazing. Jirachi is an engine in all decks, and it will remain that way until it rotates, I believe. We have 1 Fiery Flint. Being able to discard 2 cards and search your deck for 4 fire energies is really amazing, and sometimes you absolutely need this card. 2 Fire Crystal. Sometimes you discard fire to get them out of your hand, whatever it may be, to Dene, and you need to get them back so you can welder. So you put 3 back in your hand when you play Fire Crystal from your discard pile. 1 Great Catcher, because Dedenne is a thing, ADP is a thing, Pickorama is a thing, and you know, sometimes you want to drag those off the bench to get that 1 easy KO and welder at the same time. We have 1 Ordinary Rod. I added this because I got to the point where I was running myself out of Pokemon. I need that Dedenne back in there. I need the Eldegoss back in there for whatever reason. I need a couple of energies back in there for whatever reason, and so Ordinary Rod is the way to do that. We play 3 Pokemon Communications because sometimes you start out with Cinderace VMAX and you do not want that card, and so you shuffle it back in your deck. Or 4 Jirachis and you want to shuffle 1 in for a Cinderace, you know, or something like that, or a Heatran, or whatever it may be. Sometimes you need those out of your deck or out of your hand without discarding them, and you need something else out of your deck. Play 4 Quick Ball because this is the best way to search out any Pokemon in this game. We are playing almost all basic Pokemon, only the VMAXs aren't basic, so being able to search out almost every Pokemon in your deck with a Quick Ball is awesome. We're playing 3 Scoop Up Net. I could see raising this to 4, but 3 is good for me right now. This allows you to pick up any non-V, non-GX card in your on your bench or in the active mode in play. You get to pick it up and put it in your hand. Now what I found myself doing is picking up Jirachis, putting up my free retreater because of a stadium, retreating, and then putting the Jirachi back up there so I get that Stellar Wish 2 times, getting me 10 cards off the top of my deck. We play 4 Switch because getting that Jirachi out is needed, and you know, getting anything else out of the active also. We play 1 Tool Scraper. Tool Scraper is amazing against things like Dragapult, getting rid of, you know, their not choice bands, but the little scarf thing that makes you take damage. I can't remember what it's called. You know what it is. You know what it is. We play 2 Giant Hearth because, once again, searching out energies is awesome and you need them for welder. We play 1 Heat Factory Prism Star, discarding a fire energy and drawing 3 cards. You can't go wrong with that. 2 Boss's Orders because switching one of your opponent's active Pokemon with their benched Pokemon is amazing and you can't get around it no matter what. So this can be a good stall card, or it can just be a straight up knockout card depending on what your situation is. We also play 2 Mallow and Lana because healing 120 damage while switching out of the active is good, especially if you've got a free retreater like Cinderace in the active, or a Jirachi to get you a little bit extra draw. Maybe find a Scoop Up Net or a Switch to get you that extra damage or get you that extra spot to put that Cinderace VMAX back in the active. What I have come to realize is a lot of people will swing into this for 130, 150, you know, pick a ROM, stuff like that, 230 with a Zacian, and then they really don't like it whenever you heal 120 of that off, swap out, and then go right back into hitting them like nothing ever happened. We play 4 Welder. It is the main draw of the deck, but also gives you the energy accelerations you need to get the game on down the road. Welder is still and will always be a broken card. We play 2 Skateboard because it's not rotated yet, and why play it if it's not? Why not play it if it's not rotated? So Jirachi gets those, and you know, anything else if you have to. And we play 11 Fire Energies. Now this was at 12, but I have lowered it down to 11 to make room for the Ordinary Rod. It can be, you know, a case made to pop it back up to 12 by dropping Tool Scraper, stuff like that. But yeah, this is the deck, and I think it works really well. So tell me what you guys think. Let's hop into a couple games and see what happens. All right, looks up like we're going up against Psychic, Fire, Colorless, and Metal. Was that Metal? Maybe some sort of stall deck, who knows? Nerd Stomper is the name. If you see this video, thanks for playing me. Lost a coin flip. Probably means I'll go second. Most people still want to go first, except for this guy. He wants to go first. Or second, I'm sorry. So I will start out with Jirachi here. Don't have no reason to not start out with Jirachi. And let's see what we're playing against. Maybe some sort of mill deck. I'm not sure. So Zacian, and Oranguru. Looks like we're going straight up against a Zacian deck. So this should be okay. We'll find out. Let's go ahead and quick ball and drop the Eldegoss and grab a Cinderace. Nope, straight victory there. just going to concede when he saw the Cinderace. So let's hop into another one since that one wasn't very, you know, relevant. All right, looks like we found a match here against Foxhound FJ. The same color typing as the last one. Psychic, colorless, fire, and metal. So yes, I would love to go first. Not always the most necessary thing with this deck, but it is still good. Let's see what we're up against here. Up against a Baby Blounce. This could be a rough matchup. It has been before in the past. Let's discard the GX catcher there and go ahead and get, let's see, what do we have? Okay, let's get a Cinderace. And let's go ahead and start attaching here. Let's see. Baby Blounce is a rough matchup for this deck. I have beaten it, but it is one of the rougher ones. It all depends on their setup and how it goes for them. I should have Fiery Flinted in this last turn just to thin my deck out some more. Since I already have the Welder in hand, I could have Welder straight to him. Should have attached here and I could have hit 180 in case they missed their next basic. And they're not going to because they got the Ultra Space. Be glad when this card rotates out of existence. Fiery Flint, grab a couple extra. Looks like they got a Beast Bringer and a Zacian. So they could have gotten extra prizes. Looks like they're not going to, unless they've got an extra one in hand, but they should have the 4 energies in hand to take the knockout here. Fireball Circus. And yeah, there's the 4 right there. All right, so this is going to be a rough matchup. We're already 2 prizes down, but we do have a win condition here with Blacephalon. Let's see, let's go ahead and Welder on here. I should have Fiery Flinted just to make sure. Let's go ahead and put that down. Let's drop that. Let's just grab a Dedenne, throw this hand, and get a whole new hand here. We've got Ordinary Rod to get some of that stuff back. All right. Did not get a Stadium to get that out of there. That would have been nice. We can retreat though. Put up Jirachi, Stellar Wish, Boss's Orders, but we've already used that this turn. We've already used our Stadium this turn, so we'll just pick up the Jirachi, put it back, and then put it back down there, and then just take a knockout here. Now I'm hoping they don't have too much going on since their hand is very low. They of course drew the 3, 2 off the prizes, 1 off of the draw for turn, but I'm hoping that it's not just a super good hand here. Okay, they got the 1 fire energy. They're probably gonna get the GX. Yep, Burst Burn. Okay, I get you. Okay, so I'm confused. All right, well, we got that covered. We've got that covered. Let's not switch yet. Let's go ahead and Pokecom and get the Jirachi back in there. We are going to need a Turtonator at some point as a backup attacker. Let's go ahead and switch out to the Jirachi. Shouldn't have done that. This guy has free retreat. See, I forget about that. That would have come in super handy there. Let's go ahead and evolve him into that. Let's go ahead and Stellar Wish for nothing because there's nothing there. That's a sad day. Put that there and then retreat into him, and then we will max Pyro Ball for knockout because of burn. So as you can see here, we have quickly taken the advantage here and gotten ahead. Now all they have to do is come back with a really big one-hit knockout to really put us on the back foot, but with the cards in their hand, I don't think they're going to be able to do that. They need a Welder, 3 energies, and then they're going to need a lot of energies after that. They're going to need 7 energies just to take a knockout. No, 6 energies in their hand just to take a knockout. I bet he attaches here to the bench because this one's going to go away. But what he doesn't realize is I'm going to pull that one up and knock it out with Boss's Orders if that's the way this goes down. Yep, he attached to the bench, drew the 3. Now, it could be that he drew everything he needed here to take the knockout, but we'll see. He needs a lot. Okay, there's a Jirachi. He needs 6 energies in his hand to knock out. So we know he can't do it here because he's got 5 in his hand right now. Because 6 is 300, and we're at 300 exactly with the 20 damage that's already on it. So, let's see. That's the thing that Cinderace has going against Baby Blounds, is it's just so big. Okay, it looks like he decided to switch to Stellar Wish. Probably smart. Now he could drop a Fiery Flint if he's got 2 fires in his deck already, or in his hand already, and just take a straight up KO on my Cinderace. Fiery Flint for 4. He's not going to be able to do that. Put those welders back in there because welder is going to be good for that guy next turn. So let's see what happens here. I may go ahead and Mallow and Lana this turn just to force him to have to get 7 energies. Discard 7 energies to take a knockout. If I can top deck a welder here, I may just do that instead. Okay, let's play this. Let's go ahead and welder or Giant Hearth to grab 2 more, kind of thin that deck a little bit. All right, let's go ahead. No, we don't want to Mallow and Lana. Boss's Orders, I forgot about that. Let's go ahead and attach that there though. Boss's Orders, bring up the 1 on the bench, and then take a knockout. There we go. We just need him to bench another GX, and we've got this game in the bag, or take 2 more knockouts. And he needs a lot in hand. Of course, I did just give him a free 2 energy, which wasn't smart of me. But, because he already has a Blounds on the bench, so denying him the guaranteed draw from that Giant Hearth, or the what's it called, Ultra Space here, isn't all that relevant like, you know, I thought it was. Misplays. It's called sequencing. You got to get it right, and you got to do it right the first time. But I missed it. Gave him 2 free energies. He could have a handful of enough energies here. How many has he discarded? 1 fire energy, 1, what is that? Okay, Quick Ball, there goes a fire. So he's discarded 1 crystal and 1 fiery flint. What does he find out of the Quick Ball? I bet it's an Oricorio GX. That would allow him to get, yep, 3 extra cards. So there's our win condition right there. There's our win condition. If we can grab our other, either the Boss's Orders or the Eldegoss. Okay, here's 3 into his hand. Now that could be 6 energies right there, but he's still got to welder and attach, so that's 3 onto there. So he needs at least 3 more cards into his hand. Let's see how this works. He put both his welders back in. Okay, energy retrieval. So there's 2. So if 3 of these are energies, and we know they are, so he needs 2 more cards in hand to be sure to have it, but we don't know if all those are energies or what. We'll see. He may not even have a welder. Okay, Ordinary Rod, putting a couple Pokemon and a couple energies back into his deck. Maybe just energies. Like that Golden Rod there, that's awesome. Let's see what we've got. Is he just going to pass turn? Fiery Flint. Okay, so he's got the knockout if he has the welder. Because we know he had 4 energies in his hand before, so there's 6 for the KO. But he needs to attach 3 of them to the Blacephalon just to get the knockout. We do not know what he got here. So if he's got 3, he needs to attach 3. If he only had 6 in hand, he needs to grab at least 3 more fire energies plus a welder, so we'll see. It's going to be really close. Blacephalon really gets ramped up towards the middle of the game. But if I can top deck and either the Eldegoss V, if he doesn't get the KO here, if I can top deck the Eldegoss V or the Pokemon Catcher, so he's not going for the knockout. He can't get the knockout. Top deck either Eldegoss V or the Boss's Orders. I can get the KO right here and win this game because of that Oricorio. Okay, Cramorant. So Cramorant is a tough one. Okay, let's go ahead and discard here. Dropping that, drawing 2. Okay, we didn't get it, but what we can do is Mallow and Lana. Try and get a welder. Let's drop a Mallow and Lana and a Fire Energy. Swap out to the Jirachi, which heals off that 20 damage. Now he has to have 7. And then let's Jirachi for a welder. There we go, there we go. Let's go ahead and attach here. Let's pick up here. Let's put that back into the active because we need that KO. And then we will just max Pyro Ball. Now if this Giant Hearth doesn't go away, there's another welder. If this Giant Hearth doesn't go away, he doesn't reset stamp me, something stupid like that, then we've got next turn. Because I just need 2 more energies to knock out Cramorant, 1 energy, or 3 energies to knock out Avalon, and 4 energies to knock out Oricorio. So no matter what, I think we've got this next turn. Unless he, does something dumb like reset stamp me down to nothing, and then my hand's nothing, and blah, blah, blah. Because he's going to get 3 prizes here. I just need to draw into 1 energy. Yeah, I need to draw into 1 energy to guarantee me in all other cases. If he takes knockout here and he doesn't get rid of Giant Hearth, I've got this. Because I'll have 3 energies on Turtonator and 1 energy out of here. How many do I have in discard? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, there should be 2 more in the deck. Okay, so I've got game. Oh, he doesn't. He misses it. He misses it by 1. So this right here is why Cinderace is so bad. So let's say, well, I don't guess necessarily it's this right here, but let's say there's something on the bench I want to knock out. Yeah, he's just going to go ahead and concede. I was taking too long talking to you guys, but you know how it is. If he had conceded, or if he hadn't conceded right there, if I had have gone ahead and had a boss's orders in my hand or an Eldegoss, then I could have drawn up anything off the bench and then used my retaliation attack, revenge, or whatever it's called, counter, and been able to do 330 damage to anything on his field. And if I'm doing that much damage, I'm taking 3 prizes. So really good. Yeah, that's the way it stacks up against Baby Browns. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.